That is one of Martha Munizzi's latest singles entitled He Is in Control. It is featured on her brand new album. It's a live album, by the way. Church is Revival, and she's here in studio to talk all about it. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Finally, we get to meet. And I'm saying that because I was a church musician at one point in my life, and I played Because of Who You Are, Glorious, and everything else. Now I'm going to add all of these songs to the repertoire, right?
Yes.
So you've got a new album out. It's entitled Church is Revival Live. Yes. I got a chance to listen to it. It's incredible. Tell me about the inspiration behind this title first.
Thank you for that question. Well, Church is Revival. We always think church or revival, but what is Church is Revival? Well, my husband and I pastored church for 10 years in Orlando, Florida, called Epic Life. And being, pastors of a church, you really see up close and personal. You see people and families and people that come because they want a relationship with God, and they start growing in their faith, and then just as quickly they can start to kind of slip away. Life gets busy, things begin to happen, and then you see them less and less. And then 2 or 3 years go by and they come back and say, I got to get back to church. They don't always say I have to get back to God, but they'll say I got to get back to church. It's like the first step. And so being pastors, we thought, if church is this first step for people, how do we get people back into the house of God? And so these songs really promote and really encourage people to worship, to praise, which really it's that idea that as you're listening to songs, you're like, I haven't gone to church in a while. I need to kind of remind you of your relationship with God, and that you need to strengthen it and grow in your faith. And church is the place people do that.
And talk about church just in general, because, I know people will always say, and I wholeheartedly agree with this, when we talk about the church is the people, not necessarily the building.
That's right. That's
you know
right.
what I mean? That church is a community.
Yes.
And that's the part that sometimes people lack. So although they say, well, I can do whatever I want to do, I can still have a strong relationship with God, they may not have that strong relationship with the community, which is a necessity.
It is. And I think that we miss that part. That's like the part B that I would say to the first part of my answer, because we do need each other. We need relationship. We need to be in an environment where our faith can grow with other people who have been through struggles and been through things. That's one thing I've learned. We traveled for 15 years full time, and after about 10, we realized this is hard. This is isolating. We need to be in an environment where there's people growing, families, marriages, kids, all those things. And church is not perfect. I understand why people walk away, but it's God's plan A for the church. You and I, we're the church. We're the church. And we draw people to us. We draw people to the house of God. And there's really no plan B. God's plan A is the church. So I love the church. I love the local church. I know it's imperfect, but even with its flaws, I think that God is doing something great through the church.
That's a great reminder for sure. I want to talk about this because in this new album, all of your children had some form of their hand and fingerprint all over it. How exciting is that for you?
Exciting is not the word. It's like a dream come true to have my kids working with us and alongside. My husband and I have been working together since we've been married 38 years. And our kids, kind of raising them up in the church, in ministry. We thought we missed the moment for a minute because they were a little bit older and we hadn't really got them musically involved, and then we panicked and said, they got to get guitar lessons. We have to figure something out. And so we did. We taught them just even the basics of 4 chords. Then they fell in love with it, and now they're all musicians, singers, songwriters. Danielle and Nicole, our daughters, helped produce, co-write, and lead on this record. So you'll get to see them and hear them. And I love that it's just legacy. It's the next generation. It's not easy, believe me, because families feel like they don't have, they can say whatever they want to each other, so we have to have a few boundaries here. But at the same time, it is such a blessing. I love singing with them and being a part of this and watching them grow and develop.
Oh, yeah, but that's just amazing.
Part.
Nothing like it. When we talk about those hit songs from the past, Because of Who You Are, Glorious, you've even got a reimagined version of Because of Who You Are on this new album.
Yes.
But I love it because the sound is slightly different.
It is.
But I still hear you, and I still hear you from the early 2000s and whatnot, which is great, meaning that sound is still authentic, although it's slightly different.
It is, and I worked with a local my producer, Atlanta-based producer D-Lo, who is a genius.
We know that name.
Yes, and we worked together on this, and he said, okay, we need to do it, but we can't touch it. We can't do too much, because once people fall in love with a song and it's kind of in their DNA, you can't mess with it.
Don't mess it up, please.
They get upset with you, then you're canceled.
Yeah.
So I said, well, we'll just put a little spin on it. But my oldest daughter is the one who said, Mom, you've got to redo this song. You've got to bring it to a new generation. And that's what we did. And we touched it a little bit. We didn't do too much, just kind of cleaned it up and brought it up to just a newer generation sound.
Brought it up to 2025.
There
I
you go.
love that.